Really, really, really wish we weren't 1-3 going into this game. What is up, Finn fans? Miami Dolphins heading up to Tampa. Not that far of a ride. You Miami guys, let me know how far of a ride it is up to Tampa. But it's not that far of a ride. Still in Florida. Taking on Tom Brady and those Tampa Bay Super Bowl winning Buccaneers. It's a very, very hard game for Miami. And we'll talk about that. I'm not going to get ahead of myself a little too much and give you guys, too much information. So we're going to talk about that. Like usual, we'll do the injury report, do the 5 things. I'll give you guys my breakdown. And then I got one of you guys on Twitter. I hit you up and I said, who wants comment of the day? And so one of you guys on Twitter is going to be comment of the day. But before we jump into all that, I got to shout out my guys first at patchvibes.com. Check them out. Use a promo code DDW2. You get yourself fantastic t-shirts, pins, patches, hats, all that good stuff. Especially this t-shirt that I will be getting, I think, Tuesday. And then I'm going to be wearing it. Because if it brings us luck, I'll keep wearing it. But you get 20% off if you use the promo code. And then also don't forget about Backroom Collections. You can get their stuff at backroomcollections.net. They do a ton of custom work from NFL to MLB to NHL to, NBA, whatever you want. Use a promo code DDW and you get yourself 10% off. And let's jump into this first thing. Miami Dolphins made a signing this week. And I didn't talk about it when it happened because at first it was the Dolphins potentially going to sign. And then they were like, yeah, we signed him. And they signed center Austin Ritter. He played on the Chiefs. I think he's about a 5-year vet. He was on the Cleveland Browns for a little bit, and he was playing on the Chiefs. They claimed him off a practice squad and signed him to a 1-year, $990,000 contract. Not much. Started 33 games, like I said, past 2 years with the Chiefs as their center. And he's better than what we've had. I'll say that. He has a 70.9 PFF grade in 2019. He has 0 penalties, 0 sacks in 2019. To give you a little bit of perspective, Ted Karras in 2019 had a PFF grade of 64.5. So he's already 6 points better than Ted Karras. And this year so far, Dieter has a 61.2 PFF grade. And again, he's already about 9 points better than him. So Ritter, if he is starting, and we'll see if he'll start this week for us, he is a huge upgrade to the centers we've already had. That PFF grade last year is 24th ranked. He is 84.7 in the pass grade for blocking. That's 3rd ranked. Unfortunately, his run blocking isn't as good as 58.5, which is 48th ranked. But like I said, over who we had last year and who we have this year, he is a huge upgrade. Now let's talk about the injuries. We'll go into the injury report, and before I show you Dolphins and Tampa Bay, yes, Will Fuller is going on the IR for a minimum of 3 weeks with a broken finger. You guys know how I feel about that. I showed you the play in the film breakdown of Jacoby Brissett, just bad pass. So he's going to be on the IR for 3 weeks. I know you guys want to know about Raekwon Davis. I haven't heard anything about him being at practice, so it might be another week. Him and Tua might come back next week against the Jaguars in London. But as of now, I don't have any updates on Raekwon Davis, and Will Fuller is going to the IR. Now let's look at the injury report for the Miami Dolphins. Xavier Howard was limited with a shoulder/groin. It's probably just precautionary. Byron Jones was back at practice today, and from what I'm hearing, he's moving very well, very quick with that quadricep/Achilles injury. So I'm hearing he is doing very well, and hopefully we can get him back for Sunday. Devontae Parker with a shoulder/hamstring. He was limited. But again, they talked about getting him started early in the game, and he's expecting that. And then he talked about that they're all week they're talking about getting him done early. So the limited is probably nothing. And then we have Brandon Jones, full participant. We have Greg Maines, who's a full participant. And then we have Adam Shaheen, who was limited on Wednesday, full participant on Thursday for me today, and we'll see what they do today for you guys being Friday. And let's pop up the Tampa Bay Buccaneers injury report. They got a bunch that did not participate for both days. Carlton Davis, the cornerback, Rob Gronkowski, who I'm hearing is doubtful for the game, Patrick O'Connor, the defensive line, Antonio Winfield, both didn't participate for both days. And then guys that are limited, Giovanni Bernard, Jamal Dean, Jason Pierre-Paul, and then their wide receivers, Antonio Brown and Chris Godwin, were full participants. And they also have, their secondary's banged up, but I'll talk more about that when I give my game prediction. So let's jump into the 5 things the Miami Dolphins have to do if they want to pull off this upset, because it would be a huge upset, and beat this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. So the first thing I got on this list, and again, the list is in no specific told you I'm not cutting these out. No specific order from most important to least important. It's just as I'm preparing for the game, I'm writing like, oh, that's important. My number one on the list is you got to release Jalen Phillips. Jalen Phillips last week, again, go back and watch my film breakdown Wednesday. I showed you a ton of plays where he had half a sack. He was pushing the offensive lineman into Carson Wentz. He got a nice tackle for loss. The more and more they use him, the more and more he's getting pressure. I think he was the second ranked besides the linebacker for the Cowboys in getting pressure on the quarterback. They need to stop dropping him back into coverage, and they need to just let him go after the quarterback. Stop taking him out and putting Brennan in there. Have it just be him and have it be Andrew Van Ginkel on that right side or left, because I noticed that they're switching Agba and him from side to side, so kind of disorients the offensive lineman, but don't take him out. Release him. Have him play more downs. Have him play more and stop dropping him back into coverage. I know that, you do that, and especially D tackles sometimes do it, messes with the offense. Screw it. Because I've seen him time and time again. When he pulls that stunt, he gets a free shot at the quarterback. Do it, because I don't have it on here, but we need to get pressure on Tom Brady. We've all seen him being in this division for so long. You get pressure on Tom Brady, you get in his face, and you start hitting him. He gets flustered when the pressure gets anywhere near him. I saw that Monday night game when we had Jay Cutler as our quarterback. We kept sacking him. At one point, he started kicking the air when he fall. He would get so scared. Release Jalen Phillips. The number 2, and on my notes, I have it written in bold with an exclamation points, but it's already bold here. You got to stop the run, Miami. You got to stop the run. Week 1, we had a big play, but then you kind of limited it. And then week 2, it's like, and then week 3, 100 yards. And last week, stop the run. You got to stop the run. That is most important when it comes to defense. You got to stop the run. Don't let them don't let them just run all over us and control the clock. You got to stop the run. Jerome Baker even came out and said, we got to stop blaming other things. We got to look in the mirror and do your job and all that stuff. Hit the right gap, especially, with the defensive tackles and all that stuff. Just stop the run. The number 3 thing the Miami Dolphins have to do, and I said this last week, and we didn't get it. So maybe, just maybe, if I say it one more week, we'll get it. It's a better Jacoby Brissett. 2 weeks in a row, I broke down film and showed you multiple touchdowns, multiple wide open guys. And some of you guys in the comment section, again, I read your guys' comments, so please do comment. We're saying that some of the plays were made for a left-handed quarterback, which I'll go back and look at it, but that doesn't make sense that they would keep that play that way, because I know that the bunch where there was 4 wide receivers was to the right side, and that is for a righty quarterback. But I'll look back at it. Some of you guys were saying some of the plays were more made for a lefty quarterback. And that would be dumb on the offensive coordinators to keep that play in if you have a righty in there now. But we need better Jacoby Brissett. It was a lot of, again, him staring down open guys, a lot of him having a clean pocket, not making decisions, not throwing it when he should have, waiting. It's just was the main reason the offense was stuttering the past 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden, towards the end of the game, you want to start throwing it deep. Do it early, man. Do it early. We have the receivers for it, especially Devontae Parker, Preston Williams. Just do it, man. Throw the ball, please. I'm tired of yelling at my TV to throw the ball. Throw it. Stop taking sacks. Throw the ball. Need a better Jacoby Brissett. Number 4, and I used to say this when Tom Brady was on the Patriots. I said it week 1. I face in the Patriots. You guys will know what this is. No mistakes. You don't want to give Tom Brady more time. You don't want to give them extra downs. There was a ton of mistakes that we gifted points to the Colts last week. The offsides, twice. One on Brennan Scarlett and the other on, unfortunately, Jalen Phillips. The dropped fumble punt gave him points. He's not on the team anymore in Jakeem Grant. Do not make these mistakes. Do not give them the extra downs. Do not give them the extra drive, especially Tom Brady. The reason they call him the GOAT, even though I think he's the greatest of his decade, there's a reason they call him the GOAT. Do not give him extra downs. And my last and final thing that the Miami Dolphins need to do, and I normally say run the ball, but this time I said something different last week, and I'm changing it again this week. Don't abandon the run. A lot of people were asking why wasn't Gaskin in there last week, but it was because the offensive line struggled so much, especially the turnstile at left tackle and Austin Jackson, that they needed the better run, pass blocking running back and Malcolm Brown back there. But don't abandon it. Against the Raiders, we were getting big chunk yardage on runs, and then you stopped doing it. Don't abandon the run. Stick with it. If it works, keep using it. Don't put the ball and the game in Jacoby Brissett's hand, because he's going to get flustered. He's going to get in his head. He's not going to make the plays he should. Stick with the run. That being said, this is a very big game for the Miami Dolphins. Probably not so much for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're probably looking at it like, oh, guess we got a bye week. Good. Think that this is a bye week. Look past the Dolphins, because we need a win here bad, especially against Tampa. In Tampa, that would be huge to turn around the momentum of this team. You look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? They're banged up at corner. They have a ton of corners on IR, and if you look at their stats, right, when it comes to their offensive ranking, they are first in passing, third in passing touchdowns on offense. But when you look at their defense, and they brought in Richard Sherman for a reason, they are 32nd ranked, worst in passing yards given up, which is equal to the amount that they gave up on offense, and 30th in touchdowns, giving up 11 passing touchdowns. Take advantage of that. And again, Jacoby, if it's open, throw it. Just don't wait for it to get more open. Just throw it. And the same can be said on the reverse. You know, I was saying the Dolphins, please, for the love of God, stop the run. The Bucs aren't that great at running. They are ranked 30th in rushing yards, 14th in rushing touchdowns, and 3. But their rushing defense is number 1 across the board. So we're going to have a hard time running the ball, but we should have an easy time passing the ball. Take advantage of these things, Miami. And last thing I want to talk about before I give you guys my score prediction is Gesicki came out and said that the team had a meeting. And what he said was the leaders of the team got the guys together. What was the message we said? To have a sense of urgency, trust, and belief. We have a lot of talent. We just have to go out and use it. And he's not wrong. There's a lot of talent on both sides of the ball, especially on that defensive front. And Van Ginkel and and Jalen Phillips and Emmanuel Ogbah, Christian Wilkins, Zeeler. There's a lot of talent. Jerome Baker, they need to start using Jerome Baker like they did last year. Having been after the quarterback, blitz him up the middle. Don't blitz Brandon Jones. Blitz Jerome Baker. He got a ton of, in that secondary. Javon Holland's starting to come into his all. He's running all over the field. Same thing with the offense. You got these wide receivers. Use them. Gesicki, use them. The running backs and Ahmed and Gaskin, they are fantastic catching in the open field running backs. Use them. That being said, with this Miami Dolphins taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? Miami's Miami. If you've been a Miami Dolphin fan for as long as me or longer, I've been a Dolphins fan for about 26 years, since I could recognize really what football was, because everyone says I've been a Dolphin fan since I was born. That's not true, because you didn't know anything about football until you knew what football was. So for me, it was probably about like 7. I'm 34, so you can do the math. For as long as I've been a Dolphins fan, the Dolphins play down to competition and they play up to competition. I've seen the 2-12 Dolphins beat the 12-2 Patriots on Monday night. Brock Marion, interception, end in the game. Jason Taylor, Zach Thomas, getting after him. So to say that this game, there's no way the Dolphins are winning this game. There's absolutely no way the Dolphins are winning this game. I don't see that. Any given Sunday. I didn't think that the Giants were going to beat the Saints last week. Not saying the Saints are anywhere near as good as Tampa, but any given Sunday, things could change. That being said, could the Dolphins beat the Buccaneers? Yeah, of course. Like I said, things could bounce the right way. Jacoby Brissett can get his head out of his ass and actually play better quarterback, and we can win this game. Do I expect it? No, unfortunately, I do not expect it, but you guys know my motto. I'd rather be surprised than let down. And last week, I was let down. I went against my model last week. This week, I'm going to go with my brain and not so much my heart. And I think Tampa will win this one. Unfortunately, we'll go to 1-4, and then 2 will come back against the Jags. We have a nice little stretch of games that seem winnable. Jags, Falcons, unfortunately, Bills, Texans. We should win 3 of those games. But yeah, I'm gonna pick the Bucs. Unfortunately, I am expecting them to win. They are the better team right now, probably by. But if you're a betting man, if the spread, I don't know what the spread is right now. I could see it still being a good game, and I could see the Dolphins losing by like 10. So if the Bucs are giving the Dolphins like 12, I may want to take the Dolphins in that bet in my mind. But for me to say that there's no way they're going to win, there's no chance, no. They can. They can. If the quarterback can get his stuff together, I think the Dolphins can win this game. He just needs to play better than he has the past 2 weeks. And you guys know my problems with him. I already talked about it. So to say it's impossible, no. To say it's likely, any given Sunday. But I'm not expecting it. So if it does happen, I'll be pumped. You'll get a very cool stream on Sunday. My dad will be here again on Sunday. But yeah, no, I see the Bucs winning this one. I think everyone and their mother's seeing the Bucs win this one, except for my Dolphins. My dad, who's a huge Dolphins homer, he loves the Dolphins. I'm the reason I'm a Dolphins fan because of him. So he's expecting the Dolphins to win this one. So let's get that W for my dad. But other than that, guys, comment below. Let me know, what do you think of bringing in Austin Ritter? What do you think of Fuller going to IR? What are the 5 things that, if I didn't touch on, that you think the Dolphins need to do to beat Tampa? Tampa, guys, if you're watching this, I know you probably think that, you know, well, we could literally take a break, put the backup in, we'll win. I don't want to go that far. But is there anything about the Dolphins that worry you? Comment that below, and I'm going to get to one of you guys. Comments of the day. And this comment comes from Miami Clutch PE, and he says, Doug, how much do you personally think the Dolphins have missed Tua these past 3 weeks? I think a lot. I think the Dolphin offense, and again, I know a lot of you guys, well, not a lot, but I know that there's a group that some have already, you know, gone away from liking Tua. There's also some guys who never really liked Tua. But you can see a difference in the offense from when Tua was out there and now with Jacoby Brissett out there. I went back and I watched the Patriots game. And with the RPO, with the chance of him keeping the ball and running, it made the defense respect it more. And like I said, I went back and I watched the Patriots game, and there was a ton of times where Judon wouldn't know who to go after, whether it was Tua or it was Gaskin. And it helped the run. It helped the run open up a little bit more. So I do think that the offense does miss Tua. I do think they miss his accuracy. I do think they miss his knowledge of the offense now, because like we all know, you know, 1st and 14 on their own 6. He audibles out of a run, throws it to Parker, essentially helping us win that game. So he does have more of a knowledge of the offense, and he does have better accuracy, better throwing. There was a play that I pointed out last week where Jacoby Brissett threw it into the flat. Just the flat got open, boom, we're throwing it to the flat. And then, I was watching the film. Same exact play. Tua literally looked, opened his shoulders up completely to Waddle in the flat, but then threw it to Parker on a post route. And it was like a good catch and run for about 10, 15 yards. These are the type of plays that really are the difference between him and Jacoby Brissett, because Brissett is just... So I do think that the offense is missing Tua, and I'm excited to see him come back against Jacksonville and see the offense run the way it should be, and hopefully better. Hopefully Tua's sitting on the sideline taking notes of what not to do and come back in and playing better. But if Tua comes out against the Jaguars and he's holding the ball too long and he's staring down open receivers and he's not throwing it to potential touchdowns, I will be getting on him in my film breakdowns. I take no, sides when it comes to that stuff. I will get on him as well. So thank you so much for the comment. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you guys on Sunday, 1 o'clock. Miami Dolphins heading to Tampa to take on the Bucs. This is going to be a big one. And like I said, Dolphins seem like they have more to fight for than Tampa. And I'm hoping Tampa looks past Miami and we pull out a win here. Huge. Huge. Last time we were 1-3, we won 2 in a row. Went 3-3. All of a sudden we went off on this tear. Could we do it again? I hope so. I hope so. Because literally what happened was we went to San Francisco to take on the 49ers. Everyone thought we were going to lose that game. And we beat the crap out of them. And then we came home for, I think we came home for the Jets. We beat them, and then Tua came in. So I'll see you guys on Sunday. Love you all. Like usual, stay classy. And fins up.